everybody. Today I decided to do a makeup look for beginners, and this is very easy to accomplish and it looks really pretty. I decided to do this look just, to show the basics on how to apply makeup, especially if you're just starting off. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want to watch how I did it, just keep watching. So the first thing you'll want to do is to make sure that your face is moisturized. So either put on like a moisturizing face cream or a primer of some sort. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to be using, since my face is really oily, I'm going to be using the MAC Oil Control Lotion. And since you're like a beginner at makeup, you don't really want to go out and buy expensive makeup. You probably don't even know how and what and where to get things and stuff. So you can start off how I started off, just buying makeup here and there, not going out and buying like $500 worth of makeup and buying it off of like Walmart, Walgreens, like drugstore makeup. I remember when I was like 16, I think that's like around the age that I started wearing makeup, and I did not have a lot of makeup, not nearly as much as I have now. I mean, I feel like I don't even have a lot now, but back then I only had like 3 things, that's it. No brushes, nothing. I mean, I was 16, my parents weren't gonna buy me like freaking MAC foundation and Sigma brushes, like no. So I had to shop for my makeup at Walmart and Walgreens. So maybe you're in the same situation. So a really good foundation that I used to use and I still use is the L'Oreal True Match. It looks like this. This foundation is actually really good in my opinion. But since this one isn't in my color, this one's lighter than me, I'm not going to be using it, and I don't have one that's in my color, so I'm going to be sticking to my Makeup Forever foundation. And I'm going to be using the Sigma Kabuki flat brush. Honestly, if you're applying your makeup, the best, you'll probably get the best results using brushes. You don't have to have like a MAC or Sigma or Makeup Forever brush or whatever. You could get like a brush just to start off, like at Walgreens or whatever for like $1. So Kabuki brush definitely is, in my personal opinion, the best brush to put on your foundation. First thing that I'm going to do is, of course, you don't need a whole lot of foundation when you're doing your makeup. I mean, I personally like a full coverage since I have like a lot of breakouts and stuff. But you don't want to cake your face with makeup. So if you want like a full coverage, I recommend just doing 2 to 3 pumps. On a quick note, when you're looking for a foundation, you don't want to do the mistake that a lot of people do, including myself. I did it for I don't know how many years. Getting a foundation that's totally different from your skin color. Your face is usually lighter than the rest of your body. It's not like 10 shades lighter. It's very similar, obviously. So you want to match your foundation as close as possible to your neck and your chest. And I mean, like if you're buying makeup at Target or Walmart or whatever, I guess when nobody's looking, you could just open it up, grab a little bit, make sure you're not wearing any makeup, and just dab a little bit like on your chin or your cheeks, and try to see which one matches better to your neck and your chest. Or you could even put it on like right in this area right here and see which one's the closest that blends in with that area. So I'm just gonna apply my foundation, and when you apply it, you want to go into circular motion like this. If you're using a brush, just go into circular motion, working it into your skin and bringing it down like this into your neck, and dab a little bit on your ear so that everything could blend fine and it'll look flawless. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fast forward and just put foundation on my face. Then the next thing is just concealing right underneath your eye right here, just so your eyes could look a little bit more brighter. So I'm just going to go ahead and dab just slightly right underneath, put concealer right underneath my eye. And I'm just going to blend it out with my finger. I know I hate using my finger to blend out things, but you got to work with what you got. then I honestly I recommend putting shadow on, even if you don't feel that comfortable putting eyeshadow on. Just because I noticed that if you just put like one eyeshadow on, just plain by itself, no blending, no nothing, no smoky eye, no class, nothing, just strictly eyeshadow, and then you put the liner on, your eye makeup's gonna look 10 times better than just putting liner on with no shadow. Even if it's a nude shadow or a little bit of glitter, anything, it's gonna look 10 times better. So I'm gonna be using a shadow that's kind of nude, and I'm just gonna be using a brush for this. Again, you don't have to have, I'm gonna use a MAC brush, but I mean, if you're a beginner, you could just grab a brush from e.l.f. or something. They have good brushes. And I'm just gonna drag my eye, and I'm just gonna pack it on like this, dabbing it onto my eyelid all over. I don't know if you can kind of tell the difference of the eye that has shadow and the eye that doesn't. I personally think that this eye looks a lot better than this one. Then I'm just gonna do the other eye. To set your foundation, you could either use a powder that, you know, is like your skin color, or a translucent powder. I'm going to be using MAC Studio Fix, the NC30. It looks like this. But I know L'Oreal has a really good setting powder. I used to use it for years. I remember when I was like in high school and a teenager. And I'm just going to grab a brush to set everything. And I'm just going to dab it into my face like this. And just like this, working it in all over my face. Just dabbing it. And you don't need a lot. Just pick up a little bit, because you don't want to look like cake face. Now your brows. I remember when I was a teenager in high school, I did huge mistakes by not filling in my brows. And I would pluck them out super thin, and I would have makeup everywhere else but my brows. And I don't know why I did that, but I did, and it just did not look cute at all. So make sure if you had makeup on anywhere else, trust me, do your brows. Even if you feel like your brows are way too dark, most likely they're not. It's just because you're not used to seeing your brows that dark or filled in. So that's why to you they look dark, but they might not really be. So I'm going to be using the Brow Wiz from Anastasia, because the Brow Wiz does a really good finished job by making your eyebrows look very natural. I mean, like if you don't have the money to buy a Brow Wiz or buy brow powders or anything, you could always use eyeshadow to substitute for the brow powder or the Brow Wiz or whatever, and you should be good to go. But yeah, so today I'm just gonna show you guys how I'm gonna do my brows using the Brow Wiz from Anastasia. So I'm gonna just comb them down, and then I'm gonna start. I usually start just right in the middle, like right here, right on the bottom of my eyebrow, and then just drag it out. I'm using like a medium weight hand. I'm not putting too much pressure, nor I'm putting too little pressure. And I'm just slightly shading it in. I guess when you shade it in, you could use a light pressure hand, so it could look more natural. And then when it comes to the front, you definitely need to use a light pressure hand. I'm just going to go underneath my brow like this. And then when it comes to my brows, I'm just going to go up and down like this. So I'm just going to slightly, very light hand I'm using. Slightly touching the front of my eyebrow. It still looks natural, but it looks a lot better than this eyebrow. Then I'm just going to go ahead and do my other eyebrow. And now that I have my eyebrows done, I'm going to go ahead and apply blush. You could honestly apply any blush, any color, or a bronzer if you want to have, you know, of course, more of a bronzed look. The key is blending. You could put on the lightest blush out there. You could put on the darkest blush out there. But if you blend it correctly, it should look good on you. So today I'm going to be mixing the L'Oreal True Match blush. This is Rosy Outlook. And the NYX bronzer. This is, I don't even know. It just says bronzer on here. This is BB04. So I'm assuming that's the shade in it. And I'm just going to be mixing both of them using a Real Technique brush. Real Technique brushes are really good and they're very inexpensive. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of the blush and a little bit of the bronzer. And then just start like back here and just work up right above the line of my cheekbone. So if you suck in your cheeks or if you move your mouth like to the side like this, then you'll be able to feel it. So I'm just gonna apply it going from the bottom like this up, and then just work coming forward. But you want to start back here because you want the darkest area to be back here. You don't want to start over here because, I mean, I guess you can start over here. Just make sure that it's very light. You want to go from light to dark. Okay, now I'm just gonna apply liner, and this is the eyeliner from L'Oreal. This is honestly my favorite liquid liner out of all the drugstore liners, the liners from MAC, the liners from Sephora, from anywhere. I always go back to this one. So when you're putting liner on, the easiest thing to do is pull your eye, go as close as possible to the line of your lashes, and just use a very light hand and go slow. Take your time. So now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to grab a pencil eyeliner. This is from Rimmel. I'm just going to apply it on the inner bottom part of my eye, inside right here. When you first started doing it, it's going to be very, I remember when I first started doing it, it was very irritating, very like itchy, watery. It would bother me. But trust me, like after a week or two of doing it, you're going to get completely used to it. So I'm just going to put my eye like this and just using like a medium pressure hand, just applying it in the inner part. Then I'm just going to apply mascara. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Lash Mascara. Just start at the very bottom, like right here. Try to get as far back as you can, like where your eyelash meets your skin, your eye. And just rub it back and forth and go up. And then when it comes to the bottom lashes, just look down and rub it back and forth and go down. And now for the lips. When you apply lipstick or even lip liner or anything, make sure that your lips are not dry and make sure that they're moist, because the worst thing that could happen is you putting lipstick on or applying, especially matte or lip liner, and your lips look all cracky. I'm all done with this look, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned from it. And I also hope you guys found this really easy and really simple and very helpful if you're a beginner at makeup. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if you want to watch any of my future videos, just subscribe and follow me on Instagram at only_Jasmine. And like my new page on Facebook, Only Jasmine. Bye.